Hello there, Mastermind. This is your orientation video to Total World Domination. I will be providing starting tips and a complete beginner's guide today. If you stick around, there will be gameplay in the later half of the video, so let's get right into it. Hey there guys, it's post-editing Malkuf here. It feels a little weird to be doing this, but thank you for watching, by the way. I noticed that I was speaking a little bit slow in the video and probably a little bit mumbly, so if you wish to, feel free to tune up the speed of the video and the audio up. If you like this style of video, do let me know with a like and maybe leave a comment if you have useful tips for others. I can also make a new video on it if there is enough tips or many tips. I'm also live on Twitch on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, links down below in the description. Thank you for watching and let's continue the video. Now, before we begin our campaign, we will actually need to choose our evil genius. This will depend on your playstyle, however. As a fledgling mastermind, Maximilian or Red Ivan would be the best choice for you in order to actually start and learn. So, let's go over why and what does the genius actually do. Maximilian, the overall all-rounder. Starting as him, you will get a unique skill to instantly train your specialist, as well as have an income buff. So you get more gold in order to expand your lair. He also comes with additional starting manpower. In summary, he is the epitome of quantity over quality. Next, there is Ray Ivan. He is the muscle of the evil geniuses. Starting as him, you will have a unique skill to deal extra damage to enemy agents that invade your lair. This will actually help you to survive in a pinch when you inevitably get invaded. This will help you to survive, so yes. Activating his first skill will give you a combat buff. Hiring muscle will be also cheaper for him, and the basic workers will also have combat buff. For the others, since they are not recommended today, I will be giving you the too long didn't read summary. Alright? Zalikia. She is basically the researcher. You should pick her if you want to research quickly. Alright? Next, there is Emma. Pick her if you prefer going covert in order to avoid invasions. She works better if you have extra henchmen due to the plotter activity to reset the cooldowns of your henchmen. Okay? And next you have Polar, the DLC character. Pick her if you have the DLC and also if you want generally more effective workers. She is basically quality over quantity since her workers can do much more before taking a break, and having lesser of them would mean that you will have lesser upkeep. Simple as that. Alright? For this one, we'll be starting as Maximilian, of course, since this is a beginner guide and all. Before starting, you will have to pick a map. As your humble advisor, I would recommend picking the first map if it is the first time that you're playing a base builder game. If not, if you're just new to Evil Genius in general, you can pick the second map, since the second map has available choke points, which will make it so that you're easier to defend against enemy agents. However, building in this vicinity would mean that it's much more squished together. Your buildings and your facilities will be much smaller in size, much more compact. As well as the building method, you're building top to bottom instead of bottom to top. And your bottom floor is especially tiny, so there's a little constraint there. So if you're just starting out, the first map would be the best due to the fact that there is a large amount of land for you to just build on. This is a bottom to top, and just by extending the current hallway over here, the corridor over here, you can build it out like this or out horizontally. So you can either go vertically or horizontally. You can make a nice crossover here, which will allow you to access all corners of the map. So if you're starting with a new base builder game, map 1 would be recommended for you. Now, for difficulty, I recommend setting it on easy or medium. Personally speaking, um, easy if you're starting without tutorial, medium if you're starting with tutorial, due to the fact that at the beginning of the game it will be quite difficult if you start without tutorial in medium difficulty. There will be investigators that comes in and you might not be able to deal with them, as well as you'll be setting up at the same time, so having enemy agents invading you while you're setting up is kind of a pain. So if you're starting out new, I would recommend, if you're not doing with tutorial, go on easy. If you're doing with tutorial, go on medium. Also, if you find that the difficulty of the game is too easy for you, midway through the game, you can tune the difficulty outside of your settings. However, do take note that tuning up the difficulty won't, how do I put this? You won't be able to get the achievements for maxed out difficulty, even if you change the difficulty midway. So in order to get the achievements, you have to play on the hardest difficulty. But this is a beginner's guide, so we won't go into that too much. Alright.
So, boss, what do you think of your new lair? It's
Alright,
good, right?
we now have a little dialogue over here, so I'll just skip this due to this being a beginner's guide and not a more gameplay video. I have gameplay later on, don't worry about that part. Alright, now we are into our lair. Once you're into a lair, I would recommend you pressing the pause button. You can press space or click on this. So over here, we have the beginning objectives to build our inner sanctum and all of this. I won't recommend you to follow this for now. Instead, follow the build order that I give you in order to actually set up your base. The inner sanctum is not that important. We can always build that later on. I'll also go over what does specific building operations for you guys, so that you guys know what's the point of even building such a build. Alright, so before I touch on anything, alright, we'll go through some specific things. Okay, now we have, of course, our hero over here. Well, hero is kind of, well, evil genius over here. Our villain, our mega villain. Alright, over here. This is their vitality, smarts, and morale. Vitality is, of course, their HP. Smarts and morale is kind of like basically points or mana points that you use for abilities and such. For your workers, they also have mana points, but they are more of points that will decay via work. So the longer they work or when they interact with agents, their morale and smarts will decay naturally. Alright? Okay, now going over the UI first, alright? Now over here, first button you see over here is your basically a nested menu. Over here you can access your research, which is a whole nother can of worms that I will go over later on. And then you have your objectives, where you will try to follow them in order to get rewards. For example, over here you have your optional objectives. If you finish optional objectives, you get money. Okay? So when you collect your optional objectives money, you will go into your pile over here. Of course, right now we are maxed out 100%. Do take note that you have to pay salaries as well. When you're maxed out on 100%, do not collect your money. If you collect your money and you go over 100%, you will basically lose your money. So that's a bad boo-boo. So do not press the collect button once if you're anywhere close to maxing out your vault. Simple as that. And then you have little stats over here. If you're what do you call that? A little bit of a stat freak like me. I do like to take a look at my stats and look at my minion breakdown in order to balance out my base and stuff like that. You can also take a look at the expenses and income from over here down to the pennies. You can also take a look at in detail how much capacitors you have, generators you have. The important thing later down the road, right? You have this thing called capacitors. It's basically like a storage, the battery for your generators. So in the case where you get invaded or you run out of power, you go on your capacitor. Do build enough capacitors to actually have a few days in order to run on battery. If not, stuff goes wrong, and well, of course there is a few gimmicky tricks that you can use. I'll go over that later. Then you have your minions over here. You can take a look at their specializations and stuff like that. Okay, I'm getting too into the nitty gritty of things over here, so we'll get out of that. Alright. Next button, you have the build mode. Over here you can construct your corridors, your power station, which of course produces power for your lair, barracks where people sleep, food or the mess hall where people go there and chow down. Over here there is a staff room to regain your morale. Over here there is the archive where your minions regain your smarts. I wouldn't say people because they may be robots, so there is also an infirmary where you'll come in handy later on once you get invaded and your workers or your minions get into a fight. So once your HP gets lowered, they will actually require an infirmary in order to regain their health. There's a vault as well where you can store your money. I'll go over this. There is a tip for this later on where it is quite important for beginners to actually learn. Next, there is the control room where you actually start your planning or your plotting for your evil schemes. Next, there is the training room where you will get specializations for your minions. Next, there is the laboratory where you produce research for, just now as what I told you before, there is the research tree over there. This is locked right now, so I don't quite remember off the top of my head what is it. Here there is armory. Of course, the armory is meant for training your muscle, correct? Your defenders of your minions. There is also the prison where you get to basically make them your compulsory friend. Yes, make them your friends and divulge their secrets to you. Make them divulge their secrets to you. Yes. Next, there is the inner sanctum, of course, where of course the game will tell you to build your inner sanctum first, but don't do that. It's a waste of money at the start. It is a place where your henchmen and your megamind rest and regain their stats where I showed you last time. So for minions, minions make use of archive, infirmary, as well as staff room and mess hall in order to restore their stats. But for henchmen and your mega mind or your evil genius, your evil genius, in order to regain their stats, you need to have an inner sanctum. Of course, there's different buildings in the inner sanctum, like a conference table, your mega mind. Your evil genius will sit in the impressive desk, and your henchman will sit on the conference table to take a break and, of course, regain their strength. Alright, now starting off, I would start to construct my base by building a small corridor over here. As you can see, I have jump cut a little bit in order to show you guys this. I built a small corridor over here and I built a small door over here. So a corridor is recommended to have it 4 tiles wide in order to be able to fit in stuff like doors. So as you can see from here, if you want to fit in a door, you need 4 tiles. Alright, so building it 4 tiles wide and allowing a door to be placed over here, I have constructed a place called the power station. So in the power station, I have found that it is most healthy to start with around 3 power stations as well as an incinerator. An incinerator is extremely important in order to get rid of bodies, which you will definitely need once, let's just say, the enemy agents get in. Alright? And we will probably interrogate them and they will expire. So as you can see from here, we can confirm our orders and let our minions get to work. And you can see our little minions over here starting to flow in. And of course, we start by having 20 minions since we have the extra from our evil genius. You can see they will slowly come by, and then there's 4 of them that is assigned to the job right now due to the fact that there's 4 tiles over here. Of course, you can speed up a game over here in order to speed up whatever is going on if you want to. It's definitely a way that you can go. So now that we have our power station queued up, let's now move on to our next building. For our next building, it will be the barracks as well as our mess hall. There is 2 ways that you can construct your location for your barracks and your mess hall. You can either put it close to the base entrance in order for them to quickly respond to, of course, enemy agents that will be coming from this area over here, or for you guys that will start on the second map, it'll come from a nice what do you call that again? A line. I forgot what's that called. It'll come through over there and then slowly approach your cover operations. Yes, this is a cover operations area. After all, you do need a reason to justify having a goddamn helipad over here. So yes, this is your cover operations in order for you to justify your being here. So for me personally, building my barracks as well as my mess hall, I prefer it to be a more central location rather than just at the entrance. I will use the entrance area to put in like a guard area. We'll show that later. You'll be able to do it with the armory over here, and of course there is some items that will be used in the armory, but apparently it does not want to show right now because I have not unlocked the muscle minion yet. Of course, in order to unlock your minions, the specific minion types, you need to go to objectives and complete their relevant side stories. I have taken a look at some side stories that we would want to go down. For the first one, I think I would like to go down is technician, to repair and maintain our buildings. But some of you guys may want to go down scientist or muscle or the valet first. Of course, the valet will cover the operations. They won't be fighting, but they will be better at distracting the enemy agents. Muscle will, of course, be the ones that will be there to kick them out using force if necessary. There is your scientist to complete the research by using all this nice equipment that you obtain and unlock from your side mission. And there is the technician, which they will maintain your buildings and stuff like that. Your buildings do have a durability bar, so make sure to maintain them, if not kaputs happen. Alright, so let's go down and build our barracks. I'll be right back once I have finished the construction, because I need to plan and stuff is complicated for me to plan around while talking. Alright, we're back. So as you can see from over here, I have changed the view for a bit since we are in the build menu. So this way will be easier to take a look at our buildings and such like that. I have changed the building, the barracks over here, and we have constructed a 8 by 10 building, of course, as well as a 4 entrance for a door over here. If you would like a door, you can build a door. Actually, we don't need a door. Anyways, this is a sleeping quarter, so there's no need for a door anyways. So over here, we can build it like this. So what is the idea behind this design, right? The idea behind this design is actually so that we can fit our bunk beds on one wall, since bunk beds require a connection to a wall, as you can see from the arrow over there. So these bunk beds will connect to the wall over here and have one tile over here for the pathing of the minions, of course, as well as one tile for pathing over here, they do require side-to-side two tiles, so we'll allow some spacing over here, and we'll be able to shove in lockers in the middle in order to increase our minion capacity. But of course, we are just starting off. This is just a planning layout for the future. So in order to make this much more modular and scalable, we will do it like this. So after we have planned everything out already, we know this design works. I'll go ahead and scale it down to around 2 bits as well as 1 locker. This way we can, let's just say, not spend as much on the initial construction of our base, you know? And you do need to take note, of course, constructing upfront, it will cost you a whole bunch of money. You can see 1 bunk bed is 500 and 2,000 for 1 locker. So don't spend it all at one go. Build it up slowly, you know. Try not to blow through all your money. You only have 40,000 at the start, so plan carefully and do it with a forward thinking. So my thinking right now is, yes, this is our little base over here. For now, our door is over here, which is connecting to the quite close to the entrance, to be honest. But I don't want to spend too much money building corridors while we are just starting out. So we'll go ahead and do it like this. In the future, probably this entrance over here will be facing the other way, but I am concerned with the clearance for the lockers over here. We might be able to do it actually. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to move the entrance over here in the future and connect to the hallway in the middle when we expand over here. So that's not a problem. Very nice. Always plan for expansion, of course. So for the barracks, when you expand in the future, probably you push it up, push it down here as well as a little in. So try to stick with whatever you have planned. If it doesn't work, it's fine. You can always make more money and do a massive renovation. It's a-okay. This is a base builder game. Build how you want to. Make sure you enjoy it. Okay? Okay. Now, next, for our mess hall. Of course, mess hall. We need to have a place to chow down as well. Of course, I do want it to be a more central area. So I think building it in this vicinity might be a okay idea. So I'll come back once I have planned out everything, so that you guys don't have to watch me fiddle around with whatever I'm doing. Alright, welcome back. Now, this is the mess hall that I have planned out for this base that we are running over here. Of course, there is a 4 wide entrance in order to put a door if we need to, but I don't think we need to. As well as this mess table, so the basic food counter. They do take electricity to run, so make sure you have your power generators up. So the plan is to have this food area, which is, let's just say, a 6 wide area. It doesn't really matter how long it is. So yeah, for now, this is our plan, because the point is, the building takes around 4 tiles. Of course, I can squeeze away 1 more tile, but the fitting of it won't be as nice. So we'll have 2 tile allowance for our mess hall to go through over here. Then we can expand our mess hall just by building extra mess halls, right? In synchronous, in symmetry, I guess. We can just build it up like that in order to expand. Of course, I won't be building up that much right now. We will just build 1 mess table and have a tiny mess hall. So we'll go ahead and shrink this down to its smallest size, and we'll save our money. Don't spend money needlessly, just do it like this. Alright. Save power, save money, have just 1 food counter. Simple area over here. Make sure you can always expand. So for me, is expanding downwards, like right beside the corridor. Of course, this is not a really secured place, so there is no need to put doors. Of course, I can just move it down into the center over here, correct? I'll show you what I have planned. So it is possible to do it like this, where you build it down, like over here, correct? The corridor down here, and have your mess hall expand all the way if you really need to. It's very unlikely you need to. So yes, and then you can build your mess hall all the way down. Of course, you'll be able to build your buildings up here is not blocked by the mess hall due to the fact that the mess hall is there's no need to protect the mess hall. It can be accessed without attracting the agent's attention. So you can go ahead and come over here, build in a few corridors. So maybe you want to build it right over here. Okay, you can just like 1, 2, 3, 4, build a door for security, and then have your agents over here, and then have your whatever security over here if you really want to. So you can build a security literally just right over here. It's as simple as that. There's no problem at all. Alright, Gucci. Alright, I now have to clean up all this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, now that we are done, I kind of forgot to go through our UI real quick. So we'll go on and go through it right now. This is the world map. Of course, this is where you run your global operations. I will go through what is really on the map later on. But for right now, you just need to know this is where we go to operate our schemes in order to earn money or complete side objectives. Alright? And the last button, of course, we go back to our lair. So, on the bottom column, row, you can see our goal as well as the vault limit. So don't ever go to 100, try to make use of your goal. In the beginning, I have seen a lot of creators on YouTube carry on and create vaults. Vaults are good to increase your gold storage, but one pallet costs 270, so maybe not a good idea to do that, you know. Just continue to forcefully spend your gold and expand. Like just now what I did, you can literally just build a whole damn column for your mess hall or your bedroom or your barracks. Your barracks if you want to. It's absolutely okay. Just expand. Do not stop. Of course, later down the game, you can build your vault, but I won't suggest building a vault with gold pallets. You're literally leaving gold lying around. I would recommend you to finish at least the first research over here, where you can come to this one, where you unlock the safe rack. This way, you actually double the amount of gold storage. So you, 1, don't have to build so much gold use so much land for gold storage, and 2, it is much more secure because it has a little bit of resistance to rogues. Rogues is a type of enemy agents that would come and invade you. Alright, next we have power over here. We do start off with a little bit of power, but it will quickly be used up. So yeah, build your power stations, be smart. Next you have minions. Of course we have a base capacity, if not all the minions won't be here right now. If you want to expand and increase your minions number capacity, go ahead, build more lockers. The lockers increase capacity by 3. Of course, you can complete certain research. Let's see over here, minion research. Yes, you can go ahead and do this larger storage base and go down this path in order to get lair capacity. Of course, I have not seen what do you call that, the upgrades to lockers just yet. Because I have played the game for a bit, but I have not found that yet. So if I find that out during the term of this video, making of this video, I will let you know. Alright. Next we have the broadcast string. Broadcast string is used when you go to the global operations tab and you start scouting out the locations. So in order to settle down and create an area where you can do your evil schemes in, you do need broadcast string. Next would be your intel over here, which is kind of under the broadcast string, you know. Intel, you get it by having, let's just see if I can show you right now. We can't show you right now, but there is a building that generates intel. You use intel in order to complete certain objectives or lower heat. So when you conduct operations later on that I will show you, you will gain heat and you will need to use either your minions, so dispatching your minions, or make use of intel to reduce the heat. I will always recommend using intel to reduce the heat because let's just say reducing heat with intel takes very little time compared to minions, and minions also they are replenished over time, as you can see from this button called minion management. I have not went through this because there is specialties over here which might confuse you, but yes, we will make use of minions in order to lower our heat. Over here there is security. The more security panels that you build, I can't really show you right now because we have not unlocked the building. The more capacity you have for cameras. Cameras are used to actually spot enemy disguise. So of course your enemies that come into the base won't be just coming in showing you, hey, I'm here and I'm your enemy, you know? It's not like that. They will disguise themselves, so even if you give orders, capture them, to eliminate them, or to kick them out, your minions won't respond because they don't know they're there. So in order to do that, get security cameras. The base security cameras will give you 1 spotting power and you can buff it by using technology or, well, your evil genius in the case of the Spy Master, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, does give the area more spotting power where they are at. Probably some extra henchmen might give you, but I have not found that out yet. I have only played till I unlock some of them. Maybe there is, maybe there are not. So yes, we'll go ahead and carry on to build up our base. I'll unpause the game now so that you guys can take a look and see how our minions act. So yes, now that I have all the orders queued up, our minions are all operating at full speed and they will actually slowly go ahead and build up the base. And while you're building up the base, I might as well start constructing some other stuff. We do want to start completing the side stories in order to unlock some stuff. But a good thing to do is also to start building your control room, where you will start scheming and creating all the goodies that you enjoy. Alright, for the control room, where do I want to build it? It is quite compact over here, which is not what I want as to per se, but we can create our security room somewhere over here. I do want to move it to this area, so this vicinity, sooner rather than later, but I do not want to spend too much money, so we'll go ahead and build it right over here for now. Of course, over here there is a downside. Building it over here at the top over here will actually allow them to be defended by people having break in the mess hall, of course. Control room, of course, does have buildings that can be taken advantage of by enemies. So the saboteur would go ahead and interrupt your operations if they get access to this. So don't put it in a place where they can be exposed. Alright, that's the long and short of it. So let's go ahead and construct our control room, and I'll be back once I finish constructing it and planning everything out. Now we have completed our operations room. This is the current construction configuration I have. So the way I have constructed it is, let me just choose it real quick. Okay, the way I have constructed is, come on, work with me here. Yes, 21 by 7 building, which would encompass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broadcast arrays. Broadcast arrays are items that would, well, radio repeaters, I keep calling them broadcast arrays, that will give us broadcast strength. So this broadcast strength will actually allow us to go to the world map in order to establish our operations. Remember? So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of these will actually allow us to operate in 6 different locations. For now, we only need, let's just say, 1 of these. As you can see on the building map right now, different from the start of the game, where the game just released, there is heat. So I have make sure that there is enough allowance in the area in order to build this thing called the aircon unit, in order to cool down the vicinity so that they kind of don't overheat in here. So yes, it's a smart thing to do because our duplicates? No, not duplicates. Our minions lose smarts and morale much more faster if they are in places where it's much more heated or too cold. So do take note of that, be careful of that. And yeah, we'll go ahead and build this expansion down the road. But for now, we only have just one due to the fact that let's just put it as we don't want to spend that much money. So we can actually cut this down all the way to this size in order to save money as well as power. Just now, as you can see, with the full form construction, it will take actually 30 energy. So that's not a smart way to do it. Don't just spend like 30 energy. We literally only produce 30 energy. I'm going and through that one construction, we spend all our gold and energy. That's not a smart way to do. Make it into the most minimal construction that you can do, and then set it off so that you can actually build up our operation ready base, so that you don't actually use too much money. As you can see over here, we have commitments of 24,000, which means that even after all of my planning and all this minimalization, we only have left around 10,000 or so, and we still have to pay our minions, not duplicates, minions. So yeah, this is a little bit tight, not gonna lie. And over here, you do see we have these doors, which will allow us to, let's just say, keep the enemy's line of sight away. Because in this game, there is line of sight. If you do it openly and they do see your generators, the saboteur will come in and you'll have a bad day. So let's just not, shall we? Alright. Next. Oh yeah, next. I remember what I wanted to introduce to you guys. So, our guide, usually, for beginner's guide, would end over here. But, because it's my complete beginner guide and it's my way of doing things, I'll go ahead and complete one of these side story in order to show you really a more complete picture on how to do things. Alright. We also have our optional task over here. I want to complete one of them so that I can show you how they work and stuff like that. Over time, you would get new objectives. Okay, you can accumulate, if I'm correct, up to 10 objectives. So if you have objectives that you have not collected, it will count towards the 10. So you do want to make some space in order to accept new optional quests. So yes, you can only track one of them at one go. You can also remove objectives that you think that you cannot complete. So that's entirely up to you. Now, for our side stories, I think for me personally, we will start with the muscle. I do like to start with the muscle because I get to show off more stuff to you guys. But, alright, if you guys want to really start off first, I would recommend doing the cover operations. Because the thing is, the muscle do unlock security stuff. So this is more of the physical part of the game. So it is meant to actually lock down the security in our area. Cover operations would of course have operations that will go down in the living quarters over here. And of course the investigators would come over here and take a look at everything. One small tip for all of you guys out there that are starting out, right? If you guys are still here, go ahead, click on this, and you see abandoned crates and stuff like that. If you somehow run out of money, even though you guys are following my build guide, go ahead, come over here, click on this broken slots machine and crates and stuff like that. Sell them. You get around 20k, 30k. For you guys to play with, so that would be absolutely what would save your but if you guys actually went down and built a gold pallets, you're not gonna build a gold pallets. It's not good. Don't just don't at the start of the game. Just don't. All right. we got that straightened out. Okay. The generator room, yeah, you know what? You guys can cook in there. I'm not gonna build aircon there. You guys can just deal with it. So we'll go ahead and go to objectives and come to muscle and start the side story, of course. So of course we have a little dialogue over here. I'll just skip through everything over here so that we can speed through this, since this is a guide and less of a let's play. So yes, over here we have a mission to kidnap a guard from the world stage. Of course, to kidnap a guard, we do need to make use of the broadcast strength that we got. So we'll go ahead and go to global operations and take a look. So you can see over here that there is different colors on the map. I should go through this first. So the different colors on the map represents the different security agencies that will strike you down if you get a little bit too active in their territories. So there is a Patriot States, which is up here for the Americas. There is the Smash Republic, which is for Central as well as South America. Africa is by Saber. Hammer is all of Europe and Russia. There is Anvil, which covers the Middle East all the way to Australia. Of course, you can see over here there is Japan. Japan area is also one of the places where it is independent, so you can, it's an independent region. You can go down and scout in this region. And for us, right now, we are located over here on this tiny island. Alright? You do see all these tiny marks on the map. Over here, we can use our resources over here, which is 5 workers for the starters for 10 seconds in order to kidnap a guard. So, when we kidnap a guard, we need a holding cell for them. So we should set that up straight away after this. So, personally, I would like to start in this region then, since there's 2 of them. So why not? We'll send 3 workers as well to come over here and set up our base of operations. And you can see 3 of our workers are going there right now. We'll go ahead and construct our first holding cell, shall we? So our holding cell, how do we want to build it? I think we'll build it temporarily somewhere over here. We could, of course, build it over here and expand the covert operations upwards, but I think building it over here using a small section would be most suiting. So I'll go ahead and build the prison real quick, and we'll come back once I have finished. And now we're back. So over here it is our prison cell. Of course, I have made it so that it fits my own design. Over here we have 7 holding cells. You don't really need this much holding cells, not even until really later inside the game, even in mid-game. So this would be very suitable for the area where you would hold your agents already. You of course need an interrogation chair as well in order to make them divulge all their secrets to you. So for us currently, since we are working on a limited budget, alright, we're working with a limited budget, yes. What? Don't believe me? Why you don't believe me? Oh, have I ever lied? Alright, let's go ahead and minimize this down to just an interrogation chair and 1 holding cell. Yes, just with that holding cell. Wait, let's come over here. Our interrogation chair, it already costs 15,000. Costs quite a bit, so yes. And there is 5,000 for our holding cell. So it does cost quite a bit, so we would need to make use of the local area over here in order to sell some stuff, in order to make some money to construct our holding cell. Over here, I have planned for the hallway down into this area so that we can make use of this area over here in order to build more facilities, as well as the area right beside the entrance area. So building this will allow us to make the agent walk a whole bloody around in order to get access to this area if we want to build not legal operations where we might get caught. if we won't get called, we can of course interface it right into the hall. So it's really up. Alright. So we'll go ahead and cover this up right now since we don't really need it. We'll go ahead and cover all the way to the door. So we'll operate it like such. We'll have the door over here and 4 tiles in over here, 4 times 4 of course. And then for our holding cell, I've got to give you guys a measurement if you guys want to follow. It is a 14 by 8. So write that down, alright? 14 by 8. You guys can go ahead and construct it like that. Expand if you really need to. I don't think you need to. But it is of course a precaution that you should take whenever you're building anything. So we'll go ahead and sell all these crates in order to let's say make some money. If not, we kinda cannot afford it. You can see over here we have 11,000 gold. This construction takes 15,000 right now after even selling all that. So we have to sell even more. We'll go ahead and clear all these abandoned crates and we'll take a look at the price tag after all. Yes, it does cost quite a bit, but trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Alright, it's worth it. You do need the holding cell in order to complete your side missions as well as get intel. Well, there is another way to get intel, but for now, that will be your primary way. Why are my workers outside? I have no idea. Alright, I think we have cleaned out the base already and sold everything. So yeah, by selling all of that, it just barely covers actually it does cover our expenses to build our holding cell. Of course, our holding cell I say, but it is kind of bloody basic. We do make use of some electricity, so do take note of that. Do not run out of power, if not you'll be in a bad time. So we'll go ahead and speed up time in order to see our agents, our minions, to go ahead and clean up the area. See, they clean it up real quick. So yes, they do say our votes are nearly full. It's not gonna be full because it's gonna be empty right then and there. Never ever try what I did, but it's because I calculated just nice so we don't hit the max. I'll go ahead and clear out this whole area and it will proceed to build it and we'll be left with around 10,000 gold or so just now. So right now we do need to send one operations off in order to go ahead and get our guards. So we'll go ahead and send 5 of our workers out. So once you send your workers out for operations, they do not come back. They just stay there and retire now. So we'll come to the minion training, minion management screen now. So I can go through this in order to give you guys a comprehensive look on all the functions of this game. Over here, there is the next auto hire. The next auto hire is just a timer that ticks down. Once it is complete 0, you'll be able to get some workers free of charge, of course. You can hire workers in order to fill up your fill up all the way to your capacity. It is done 5 by 5, but right now it is 2 because I only have space for 2 more. So yes, this is how the workers work. So over here, there is 3 different tabs. As you can see, there's muscle, deception, and science. I can't really show you what's inside of it right now, but I do know what's inside of it. Muscle, it is of course your defenders, your fighters. Deception is your valets, which would be over there distracting enemy agents and working your cover operations. Do take note, your cover operation is just not only for deception only. You can go ahead and scam tourists in order to make some money. So remember, if you're in a pinch of money, that is always a way to go. There is next one, science. Science will encompass both your technician as well as your scientist. So make sure to train them up. You do need some. You do need small amount of scientists, and a good amount of technicians expand as your base gets more and more complex. Since you have more and more stuff that are ticking down in durability. Let's just put it as that. Right now, they don't tick down in durability, probably because I don't have the technician unlocked yet. Do make sure you get your technician. Of course, you can cheese it by not getting a technician, and that would be a way to go, of course. Right now, we are getting some heat due to the fact that we have planted one, just one. We haven't done anything. We haven't done anything. All right. Okay, maybe I have sent someone, but that's besides the point. We literally have one heat. Oh yeah, I forgot to go through this. When you click on this right here, I have seen a guide that has detailed that when you set down scout area, you see this passive income. Yeah, this is income. This is not upkeep. Someone said that it was when we set down the operations, we have to pay money in order to set up. No, no, no. We don't have to pay money. Instead, is that when we set up our operation zone, correct? Even though we do not have any scheme ongoing, we get money passively. Alright? This is our heat bar over here. This is our current heat level as well as the maximum heat. The maximum heat is of course, if we hit the maximum heat, the area get locked down and we lose our schemes and probably somebody comes and knock on the door. I have not gotten to that point yet, but I do know they locked down. So yes. Of course, later down the road, if you go down your research tree over here and come to some research over here, where are you? Yes, this one. Unlock level 2 criminal network. If you go ahead and get that, you'll be able to upgrade this. You get better schemes, more passive money, and more heat capacity. I always recommend you to keep your heat down low. If not, somebody might be coming to your door and knocking on your door. So try to avoid that. You know, it kinda is a problem. So once you finish one operations, maybe keep it cool. If you really want to make full use of your manpower, of your intel, you can, of course, operate close to full heat, then cool it down. That is absolutely a way to go, but your base would need to be really secure. If not, they come down on you like nobody's business. So do take care of that and stay safe. Alright? Let's see. We can go ahead and play for a little while and showcase the agents that would be visiting us. Yes, the agents will be visiting us. I am... Oh boy. Am I ready for it? Maybe. we might get caught. We might not get caught. I have no idea right now. Because we are stacking up some nasty heat. You will arrive in 3 real-time minutes, of course. Stuff that are running with, what do you call that? The real-time numbers will be, of course, in real-time. Now, we have kidnapped our little guard over here, and you can see he is much more bigger than our regular minion. He's the big chungus. So go ahead and shove him into our cell and interrogate him. And I just noticed that I forgot to build our trading center, and I should probably go through that if I, let's just say, want to make this really comprehensive, really good. Alright, we'll go ahead and send 6 of our workers to this area over here. Of course, it will gain 15 heat. All this money that we are gaining is all overtime, so heat will gain it overtime, money will gain it overtime. There is a very cheesy method I can teach you guys. Okay, you can launch a scheme, correct? And the scheme will be running. Alright? So, at the very end, like maybe left like 10 seconds, you can come to this screen over here and then cancel the scheme. Alright? You'll be refunded 25% of the cost. So think about it. Alright? You can cheese the game, getting almost all the money, of course getting almost all the heat, but get 25% of whatever you have put in. So you get back a little bit of your minions or intel that you have spent on your mission. So that's a little bit cheesy, but that's absolutely a way that you can go down if you would like to, you know, cheese the game a little bit and get your, what do you call that? Yes, get the payouts, of course. Your minions will not return. 1 deserted, 4 killed in action. Well, the thing is, they honestly just retire. They don't get killed. They retire quietly. Yes. They retire quietly. And you can see our guard over here. We will burn down their resolve once we shove them into a holding cell. Now that their resolve is 0, we can go ahead and shove them into the interrogation chair. and we'll go ahead and show what happens with our prisoner on the interrogation chair. And you can see our worker is coming in and escorting the guard out of there. Okay, now the guard is sitting down and is being interrogated. Of course, our guard is threatening with kind of like a bomb. I think it's a bomb. No, it is a remote. So he's just making use of the light thing to smack the guard's face and use catch out master on his face. And now that he's done, he will expire. And there's a body bag. So yeah, since now they are cautioned relentlessly and actually passed away, we will go ahead and make use of the incinerator to melt his body down so that we don't get suspicion. Investigators that are coming in 10 seconds will go ahead and take a picture of this and submit it back to their HQ, which would incentivize them to call a raid on us, which we don't want to get raided now, do we? So we'll go ahead and suck this up and shove it into the incinerator real quick and avoid other problems. Now the timer has ticked down, so let's just see. Our tourists arrive on field while our couple operations are not set up yet. So at least have something set up, I would say. But in order to do that, you would need to finish the ballet mission first in order to do so. We should also construct a training room. So you know what, this time round I'll just play out so that you guys can see what I usually do when I start building. It is a little bit less polished because let's just say a training room is of course harder to build efficiently. There are many different buildings that will come into play, which let's just put it as not shaped conveniently, so you can't really shove them into a place where they will fit nicely, which is kind of annoying for me because I do like my symmetries and stuff like that. But you can't win it all, can you? We'll go ahead and go cut off these loose ends so we don't waste money. Actually, I think I can squeeze it one more, can't I? I think I can. Give me a second. We'll go ahead and cancel this door. Shove it. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Shoving the dirt right over here, as well as on the corridor, and we'll go ahead and shut down the door over here. Yes, that would save us a little bit money. Am I penny pinching? Yes. Yes, I am. I am penny pinching, but yes, gut trainer is also expensive. So we'll go ahead and only build this. It will cost us 3 energy and 7,000. So that's quite a lot for us right now. We only have left around 10,000. That's very expensive. So yes, do be careful of all the expenses. I am taking a look right now because I am scared that these workers, right, they are what do you call that, enemy agents in disguise. So as you can see right now, enemy agents are coming in. We don't have tourists, but the investigators are here. We'll go ahead and tag them. So you can see over here, due to the fact that we are playing on medium difficulty, the agents have 100 skill and vitality and 75 vitality. Once they max out their suspicion level, they will report back to HQ. So try to avoid that. We'll go ahead and tag them all for distraction, of course, so as to make sure they go back or to their HQ without any problem. They go ahead and, if I'm correct, they will tick down on their resolve passively while they are being distracted, of course. But it won't be that easy. For now, since they are not in our base yet, we'll go ahead and tag them as distract. But once they get into the base, we will go ahead and just capture them. Of course, there is the alert system you can use over here. If you get invaded too much, go ahead and switch it on. That is absolutely okay. As you can see over here, they have put on their disguise. They are well disguised, and your minions won't be able to respond to tags. So in order to counteract this, for starters, go ahead and make use of your genius to decloak them. Normally it should work. Yes, normally it should work, and they will be caught shortly. So that's not a problem. You see over here, this agent has been distracted, but that's okay. Since now they are cut off from their friends, we'll go ahead and say capture him. Capture him. And for the rest over here, we'll go ahead and say eliminate. Since we don't have enough holding cells for them, we only have one holding cell for now. And this is how I would deal with the starting wave of investigators. We'll go ahead and get this one captured, no problem. Over here, they're getting killed, but our minions would probably die first. And over here we have Maximilian, which is over here. He'll go ahead and kill the enemy over here. He does range damage, of course. So now they are 0 in vitality. That will be no problem. We'll go ahead and come over here and deal with this agent as well. For this one, they should be arrested shortly, so that's not a problem. We have lost one agent to them, of course. And over here, they are now 0, so no problem. Maximilian didn't even get any damage, so that's very good. Our guy over here is captured, and we have lost a minion defeated or combat, of course. And we'll go ahead and recycle our friends, of course, in the flaming incinerator. Do not let those bodies pile up due to the fact that 1 is bad for morale, 2 it is bad for the investigators to see them. So we'll end this off with going into the minion management. Alright, so we'll go ahead and train our minions. Over here, we'll click on muscle and go to guard and increase the number of guards we want. So once we increase the number of guards, our people will come in over here and train. As you can see over here, there's a bar. We'll go ahead and get Maximilian because I want to showcase this. He has a special skill where you see over here, now they are training. It takes quite a while, right? You go ahead, come over here, area of effect buff. So you can see the white circle, right? In that radius, everything will be trained instantly. So we'll go and instantly train 1 guard. We will make use of our 60 of our smarts and train that 1 guard instantly. Voila! And he is now big chunks. Yes. Now, the guards will also help each other train. So if you have someone that is trained already, in order to train someone else, they will train a little bit faster. So that is absolutely good. Absolutely nice. So if you want to speed this up, if your layer can't keep up, go ahead, go to your training room, slap another one of this down. That would be a-okay. We are getting a little bit of money now due to the fact that we are doing our operations inside of the world map. We are getting a little bit of heat, but that is a-okay. And you can go ahead and go to stats over here and come to overview. You can see your income, expenses, and capacity. Do take note of all these stats if you want to use to measure everything. So you can see over here how much expenses is used on construction, how much is your passive income, and income from scheme. Alright, so yeah, that's it from me today, and I'm your host, Malkuth. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.